Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking about how she can make it right. Yeah, yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with someone. Yeah. Oh, baby, love and happiness. Love and happiness. Oh. I'll be good to you. We'll be together. Yeah. To see each other. Walk away with victory. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, baby. Love and happiness. Oh, yeah. Love and happiness. Oh. Hey, hey. Make you do right, and love will make you do wrong, and make you come home early, make you stay out all night long. Oh, love. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. Power, love. Hey, hey, hey. Make you do right. Hey. Love will make you do wrong. See, love. Make you wanna dance. Love and happiness. Love is. Wait a minute. Love is. Walking together. Talking together. Saying together. Being together. Yeah. Say I wanna moan. Moan for love. Let me moan for love. Moan for love.
I'm sorry. I tried to uplift the mood for this video, not a problem. I will timestamp this video so that if you want to skip past that, you'll be able to do that. Sort of lift people's spirits with happy music. For this video, I thought, you know what? I haven't focused on one thing in a while. Let's do that this morning. So, good morning to all of you. So this girl beats this dog, and I think this has sort of gone viral. 24,000 views on this media outlet, KJRH-TV. Okay, and I want to talk about it. And by the way, I'm going to go to my other channel today, and I'm going to talk about the fact that that song that I played at the beginning of this live stream, that is a funk record. That's funk. I see too many outlets calling it soul and R&B. It's all soul music. R&B is soul music. You know, it's just that music that touches soul. But that's a funk record, and it's very funky. Okay, so we'll get to that later. Probably later tonight. But this was uploaded, I think, 9 months ago. 9 months ago. Really? 9 months ago? Yeah. I showed this in a live stream. Or at least I talked about it. Briefly. But I want to get into it. Because I think this is a good discussion. Because you have some anti-dog people who voice their disagreement with this, even though they're an anti-dog person, and that's fine. Okay, I just wanted to chime in and give my take. Now, they did not blur the beating out, so I'm not going to show it. You will only get the audio. Matter of fact, you might not even get that. You probably won't get, but I think you can get a strike even if you use the audio. So, yeah. And we've seen media outlets that blotted out the sound because they said it was too gut-wrenching. And the way that this media outlet has uploaded this is in line with YouTube's policy. It's not to showcase, it's to spread awareness. They are a news, they are a media outlet, and they just show the footage that has been made public. So, but I've done this before and I've gotten a strike, many of you remember, so I'm going to avoid doing that. So, and I'm sorry, that was very unfortunate. It's not good for the stream to not show the video in full, but basically I can show it frame by frame. She walks over and she beats this dog with her hand. She smacks it repeatedly with her hand. And she starts yelling at it. And then they both walk away. Okay. And of course on the dog lover groups and forums, they are throwing a fit over it. That is the funniest part of all. The dog lovers who are throwing a fit over this video. Let me share the link right now. Sorry about that. In the chat room. I should have had that posted. As a matter of fact, I should have had it pinned so that everybody could go to it as soon as I talk about it. Sorry about that. I'm going to pin it to the top right now. How y'all doing this morning? This fine Saturday. I feel good. Hope you all doing well. Good to see you all this morning. This woman, I'm pretty sure, I wonder if she's gone into hiding, because I'm sure a lot of people have recognized her in her area. Okay, it's probably not safe for her right now. There are a lot of crazy, very crazy dog lovers who would try to do something to her. Like, hey, there's that girl that we saw on the news beating that dog. And it was surprising that this media outlet did not blur this out when she started to smack the dog around. But they didn't blur it. You clearly see that she started smacking the dog around. And my thing is this. Do I support it? When you ask me, do I support something? My answer will be based on whether or not I personally would do it myself. I am not going to smack a dog around with my hand, ever, even if I'm given permission to kill it by our government. I'm not going to touch that thing. Okay, so this is not something that I would suggest others go out and do. What I do find funny is how this dog is supposed to be some type of stress reliever, but yet dog lovers totally understand what this girl went through, the temper tantrum that she displayed. They can totally relate to it. In fact, this other dog lover, she didn't object to the beating at all, not even a little bit. In fact, she walked up with her dog and looked and reacted as if she was in agreement with the beating. Her friend right here. Now, this girl sounds young. She sounds young. And look, I know that or at least I recently heard about this thing that's going around now, where you're not supposed to call women a she. You're supposed to call them an it or something crazy. Listen, I'm not into that. I'm not calling no man no it, or no woman no it. People are not its or they. I'm not going to call nobody no they. I'm not going to twist the English language to make people feel comfortable. Get over yourself. Whoever has a problem with that. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but I'm sorry. I don't even know nothing about it. Because apparently it takes education. Like they're teaching. I don't know. I watch some crazy stuff. Look, tell me if it's something to worry about, or if it's a thing, or whatever. Right? Not trying to offend nobody, but I'm old school. This is a girl. This sounds like a young girl smacking this mud around. Now, this is problematic for the dog therapy industry. Y'all know how much I dislike this industry. They just irk me. I'm sorry. I know some people like it. No, they get under my skin. They truly get under my skin. They're like up there. They're really up there with the attacks, because it's the grooming that's taking place and how much of a violation it is to people's rights. Okay, not only dangerous, but it's just nasty and dangerous health-wise. If she were not a dog owner, she would not have had this temper tantrum. Now, she would have still been frustrated even if she would have not beaten the dog. The dog would have still stressed her out. She just opted not to smack it around. But this would still have been a stressful moment for her. So how is that a good thing to have in your life? If it's not around, then you don't have those stressful moments. You can't lecture the world about the stress relieving effects of dogs, and you encourage these kids to be dog lovers, acquire dogs when they grow up. Do you understand? You can't do that. It's a violation of people's rights, and flat out, it's wrong. It's incorrect. These are not stress relievers. Stop it. Stop it with this. And they had an inch and they taken a mile with that goofy study that they're basing it on, that really they're basing the legality of their presence on. A study that was conducted on people and the dogs that they personally own. They've already manipulated it even before they've used it. It's no good. Should be illegal. Listen, we're going to keep putting pressure on these lawmakers, on everybody, the politicians. Our numbers going to keep growing, and we're going to keep saying the same things. This is not right. It's not right. You're lying to the public and endangering them and misteaching them. You're doing a whole bunch of things wrong. Right? You're perverting that goofy study. What y'all do? Y'all have a perverted version of that goofy study. This therapy dog program does not instruct people to bring their own dog to school, to libraries, to hospitals. But that would be in line with the study. Does that not make sense? Do you not understand that? Because people would be more relaxed around their own dog. Of course. And of course, even some dog lovers, their anxiety and stress levels are going to increase when a stray pit bull walks into the room. No matter what, even if they're dog lovers, their stress and anxiety levels are going to skyrocket when they are approached by a stray pit bull or multiple stray pit bulls. They're not going to be relaxed. Don't tell me that. And even if they rub on those dogs, they're still not relaxed. They're just trying to relax. And that's pretty much the case with this therapy mutt program that they got. Many of those people, their stress and anxiety levels went up, and especially with the kids. Some of those kids are terrified. That mutt in there, and they're pressured not to say anything. And they rub on that nasty, worthless mutt, disease-ridden, parasite-ridden mutt. And let's say, just playing devil's advocate, that they relax a little bit after they rub on the dog. Let's say that. They will only have relaxed after being traumatized. Yeah, they're relaxing a little bit after their fight or flight went through the roof, but it's still not as low. It wasn't stabilized. And it hasn't stabilized like it was before the dog showed up. This happens to many people, especially kids who haven't developed some type of bravery in the presence of dogs. For many people, that takes a long time. It did for me. It wasn't until I grew a little bit that I was not afraid of large. I was still scared of large dogs, especially if they're off leash. What am I going to do? I've always known the danger that these things present. Okay? And this is just flat out wrong. It's unethical on top of being inaccurate. It's not even in line with your goofy study. And just because you conduct and find some results like that doesn't mean that it makes sense or that is justified to impose the presence of dogs onto entire groups of people. You haven't gotten anybody, you didn't even ask them anonymously if they are dog people. You give them a questionnaire, tell them not to put their name on it, and to leave it in a box, and you look at the results. That way, the people who are not dog lovers will answer without being pressured into being an outcast. No pressure on them. You don't do anything like that. You just waltz into these places with dogs, usually with large dogs. And that should be against the law. And this is so worthless. Right? Shout out to Chef Muttmeat, who left this comment yesterday. I think, yeah, this was uploaded April 7, 2022. April 7, 2022. It was a little while ago. And I'm going to go over some of these comments. On this video, I want to go over some comments. Right? And if I had the time, and I probably make time, I'm going to do more videos where all I do is go over comments. Okay, I've done it before. I enjoy doing these types of videos. But that is all. That's my take on this. Look, I don't have to support this. I don't have to support smacking dogs around. And I can still support the extermination of dogs at the same time. I can do that at the same time. You see? I'm above smacking dogs around with my bare hand. And what is it going to do anyways? This is not a human being. It's not a child. We can just smack them around, yell at them, give them a lecture, and the dog is fixed. This doesn't even work. It's purposeless. I would rather you just give that worthless mutt away and then have nobody adopt them again. That's what I support. Take it back wherever you got it. That's what I support. So I don't support people doing a lot of things. I don't support people doing stupid stuff to get themselves locked up at all. Why would I? Why would I advise you to do something that could get you arrested? She could have been arrested, like on the spot. A cop sees you smacking a dog around, he could cuff you right then and there. No, I'm not going to suggest or advise you to do that. At the same time, these things should be removed from our precious earth. Okay? All right, dog lovers? I know some of you were just waiting to hear something that you could pounce on and criticize. No, we're not crazy over here. I'm not crazy over here. I don't say crazy things. Nothing I say is crazy. You just, right now, you think it's extreme to want all dogs exterminated. But it's very simple and easy to understand. And it can be supported with facts and evidence and expert opinion. The most well-respected experts on the planet. That would be doctors. Okay? Chef Let said, I'm in tears right now with laughter. Now, listen, I did not filter this. I didn't filter this. Here, let me refresh it. You see that? 390 comments. 390 comments. And Chef's comment is at the top. Oh, this has gone so bad. This has gone so bad for the dog lovers. Wow. She just left it yesterday. And already it's at the top. So this is the first comment that people oh no, dog lovers, they are in tears right now. I'm in tears right now. But she said that when she left, she said, I'm in tears right now with laughter. She said, all those articles about the stress relieving effects of owning a high maintenance carcass scavenger, it's all a load of baloney. Go pet free and spare yourself the frustration and wasted money. I can go on vacation to Hawaii for 2 weeks and don't need to worry about the added expense or burden of getting a pet sitter or attempt to take the filthy beast of burden with me. Dogs are a burden. This is what I was trying to say. This is what I was trying to articulate. Does that make sense, dog lovers? How could this be somehow beneficial? This is the only thing dog lovers have to hang their hat when they try to justify the presence of dogs. The only thing they have to hang their hat on is the stress relieving effects. That is nonsense. Like I've been saying for the longest, dogs increase stress and anxiety, and you know it in most people. In most people, even dog lovers. They're always fighting with their own fear when they're in the presence of dogs, especially the big, vicious dogs. Oh, it's time to show everyone how much I love dogs and show them how I'm not afraid. Many people go through this goofy, worthless, unnecessary act, all to get, some type of positive reaction from onlookers. Stop being goofy. You don't have to act out for the crowd. Excuse me. Props to the woman. She's a legend. She should not let me go. Yeah, this is the highest rated comments. Wow. You see the upvotes for the subsequent comments? Not even close to 30. So in this comment section, we are winning. The anti-dog community is winning. Y'all know how important this is? Stuff like this is. To have a news article publish a story that gets a lot of views. This one has 24,000 views. And it was only uploaded 9 months ago. And you have an anti-dog comment at the very top, one that's well thought out that even dog lovers have to admit is true. So that is a win. That is a win. Okay. Yeah, subscribe to the chef. She's always cooking up something tasty. So this is very, very good. Dogs stress you out and don't make you more loving. Oh, exactly. Dogs stress you out and don't make you more loving. I learned that the hard way. I resented that dog more because of how expensive and how much attention it needed. If I treated it good, it acted out more. If I kicked it, it submitted and was a good dog. They're the most retarded mutants on the planet. Somebody said, that's right, punish. That's the right way to punish them. Listen, I'm just laughing at it. I didn't say it. They said it. They said that's the right way to punish a misbehaving dog. Okay. Right. Shout out to Soda Pop Jones, longtime supporter, and anybody else that I may have missed here that might be a follower or supporter of the channel. I might not be aware of, might not recognize your name. I'm literally in tears. I don't know why this video makes me extremely happy and satisfaction. Fury is raising to torture that dog. What? This is one of the highest rated comments. Okay, it has 40. Okay, check that out. This comment has 45 upvotes, but it's not ranked above Chef's comment. How does that work? I thought the highest rated comments are at the very top. Maybe it's the trending comments. You know, the comments that are getting upvotes at a faster rate, maybe. Whatever it is, this is a good thing. Because if our comments are at the top of all the media outlets, you know, on the internet, of dog attacks and whatnot like this, that's powerful. That's influential right there. Okay, that's when you will see more and more people starting to wake up. Right now, I know I've digressed. I meant to. I did that on purpose. And I'm going to have two sort of sessions on here. This post right here I shared in the community section. The community section. Now, I think I think I talked about this. But the comment section here is crucial. It's powerful already. I have to share it here. I have to share it here. Now, I shared this in the community section, this post, a link to the post. Service Dog Fraud 101, fake it till you make it. Just lay on the floor and pretend you're experiencing a medical emergency. People, this is terrible. This is terrible, and this is so serious. Have sex with your dog in full view of children and act like an entitled brat whenever staff or bystanders interrupt your love-making session. Man, this is wonderful. This is great. Man. As Animal Uncontrol has mentioned, taking advantage of laws that are designed to protect people living with disabilities is disgusting. And this should be illegal. Should be one of the most well-monitored dynamics in society, period. Look, this is why seeing eye dogs for the blind should be the only officially recognized service dogs in society. Do you or do you not agree with that, dog lovers? This is so important. Long ago, I thought that was the only type of service dog out there. That the only reason people had service dogs was if they were blind. But no, these people can fake like this. Really, she should have removed this by now. But instead, she disabled the comments. Because this is damaging. This is damaging to the dog lover world. Does that not sound logical to you? That the only type of officially recognized service dogs should be a seeing eye dog? This is ridiculous. It says too easy to commit service dog fraud, as this video clearly demonstrates. It says the worst part, the ADA permits this under their vague guidelines, service mutts, in a system where you don't need to prove anything in order to break health and food safety laws that prohibit animals. Walmart has a grocery section. Oh, man. But they could bring these things into grocery stores. They're allowed to bring them into grocery stores. This is a huge problem. If somebody can simply fake like this and have nothing happen, no new laws, people, this video has 9.1 million views. So it's one of those videos that are deserving of media coverage. Why haven't they covered this video right here and talked about how horrible it is to have people manipulate the laws that are designed for disabled people? This is just a mockery of the law. As I said, this is a crime channel. I'm putting emphasis on that. Okay, please keep in mind at all times that we're dealing with crimes. Now, this is the comment section. IHDO, aka Dark Castle. So sick of these smug weirdos having more rights than us. Listen to that. So sick of these smug weirdos having more rights than us. They made us second-class citizens to a stinking mutt. And the pathological liar narcissist that owns it. They deserve to be physically assaulted with a hammer. Oh, he said it, not me. I'm just the host. Right? Animal Uncontrolled left a couple juicy comments as well. Be sure to subscribe to Animal Uncontrolled. Pursuant to Dave C. and the other folk, I seriously doubt the veracity of the medical claims being made here. If she had an actual medical emergency that required intervention, Fido would not be able to do for her. It would be the hubby, staff, or other patrons doing so. At best, this is an extremely crude way to solve the quote problem. Of course, all that is even assuming she did not stage the entire thing. Again, excuse me, this is me talking. Let me stop here. Again, that woman started recording the whole thing. Look at how bold is she? She records herself manipulating laws designed for disabled people, uploads it, it gets over 9 million views, and no media outlet says nothing. No medical healthcare expert says anything. And if they have, it hasn't been covered by any of the media outlets. This is terrible. Terrible. He said, of course, said, which is probably not a good assumption to make given the pathologically dishonest nature of most dog people. And I believe she staged it. She went there knowing what she was about to do. I'm going to sit up in Walmart and sit and look at people and pretend to pass out. She says she has fainting episodes. This is so important. And I think somebody mentioned it. He said, notice how she fondles and caresses Fido at the 10:35 mark. That is not how you handle medical equipment. Medical equipment in quotations. The dog is clearly a pet, not medical equipment. And this is what I've been saying. These people out in public who they're just making out with these dogs. Literally making out with them. That's why they have them. It's not really for no service. In fact, she pretends to faint. And we all clearly saw the woman was not unconscious. It's ridiculous. All right, shout out to Dave C, who left this comment. He said, "This is ridiculous. Wonder why they disable comments." So, from the start, she says she already knows she's close to fainting. So why do you need that alert mutt then? Okay? She says she knows she's close to fainting. That means you know. So what you need the mutt for? What's it going to do? Now I heard these dogs lay on your stomach, which is what this dog did. If you're unconscious, shouldn't the last thing you want is something laying on your chest? A big mutt laying on your chest? How? Look, I'm not a doctor, but how is that supposed to help you? Continuing with Dave C's comment, says she basically tugs and nudges at the dog to finally get it to incidentally look at her face for a split second. Y'all remember seeing that on that video? The way she laid down and then she started to instruct the dog to move to the other side. Dave C continues, he says, and this is supposed to be some magical eye contact alert. Aren't they supposed to alert just out of the blue by their own volition? This is absolute nonsense. And then they're going to claim the mutt is performing the task of deep pressure therapy by getting it to lay on her. Okay, deep pressure therapy. So this is, like I said, something that I'm not too familiar with. Right there, I'm not going to Google it now. Yeah, it just does not make sense to me. You know, by the way, husband could not seem less involved about her so serious condition that requires some $10,000 flea bag. I feel sorry for him and their kid. And oh man. So I'm thinking that maybe Dave C done some investigation and that's actually her child. So that's what I thought, or I suspected. That a mutt is supposedly supposed to keep her from getting up while she still feels dizzy. Exactly. That makes no sense. This is crime these people are doing. She's not the only one. There's a lot of them out here doing stuff like this. So the doggy says, knows she's dizzy more than herself knows she's dizzy. How about you just be smart enough not to stand until you're not feeling dizzy? How about that? Exactly. And then she pretty right away ends up getting up and walking while she still seems to be sort of out of it. And that's a fail by the dog, isn't it? It sure didn't even try to keep her from getting up. Wow. And it's all on camera. And you know, listen, it is important to generate comments in response to this video because this woman disabled the comments and it has over 9 million views. This video should serve as an example of how these people are out here manipulating the law and just faking having some disability. And you know, they're so desperate, I wouldn't doubt that they would injure themselves on purpose, knowing that they had to have some type of injury in order to acquire a service dog. You know, just keep scratching their own head on purpose. They really don't have a problem. They're just doing it so they could claim that I self-harm myself. Oh, I need Fido with me at all times to stop me from harming myself. What's wrong with your family? Your family is going to be the people who, like Animal on Control said, they're going to be the people who are going to really help you. Maybe prevent you from dying. What's the point in having it? That is stupid, man. Even if her family's not around. Like Animal Uncontrolled said, it's going to be people who see it, who witness it. They're going to call 911 for you, not the stupid mutt. That mutt won't do nothing for you. And if its job is to just lay on top of you, man, please, you could die. Stupid mutt could start eating you. What in the... Wow. This video should be... The problem is it's gone viral. Over 9 million views. It has gone viral. But there's no change in the laws. You haven't heard any laws where the only service dog should be seeing eye dogs. You can't fake being blind. But to claim you need a dog to nudge you every time you start to scratch your neck a little too much or scratch your arm, goofy nutter, get out of here. That is beyond goofy, man. There's no defending that nonsense. Lord, just put some tape over your arm. Put something on your arm and don't take it off. That way, if you go to scratch it, you can't scratch your flesh. Go through behavioral therapy. People, it's the same. In fact, behavioral therapy will give you results. It'll change you. It'll change the way you think. You have to do different things repeatedly to reprogram yourself. Just like with any job. Most of you can do your job blindfolded. You got to do something that's uncomfortable for you, that feels awkward, until you adapt a liking to it, till you get used to it. What in the world? Why is the dog in that weird position? How nasty if you put a microscope there and you see all kinds of things you see in horror biohazard movies, but in a microscopic scale. Hippocrates clearly said the best remedy for laying down is covering yourself in filth. Just seems efficient to have a dog throw itself on top of you. Yeah, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But she dodged a bullet by having the comments disabled on this video. This lady did. And listen, anybody else make a post about that, or if anybody has responded, I'd like to see. I tried to find some response videos to it. I haven't found any. But that's worthy of having in a playlist. This should have been enough to at least change laws in their state, in their county, something. This is so fake. I'm having I'm fainting. Stop. So count me among the people, among those who believes that graphic warning tussle. That, and look, I don't even agree with that. I mean, I want them to find an alternative to even seeing eye dogs. Okay? If they walk into the room, I'm going to be uncomfortable too. But that's the only thing that would even make sense. These laws are so insulting. They've slapped together a bunch of stuff that don't even make sense, people. And it's not efficient. Not efficient at all. Now, I don't buy this idea. They can make a device. They can make something this as efficient as a seeing eye dog to help people. Something that don't require a bunch of maintenance. Okay? That don't require that you always restrain it. I mean, listen to the laws are so ridiculous in regard to these mutants. It's the law pretty much in every state. You must restrain your dog at all times, which tells you what? They're always trying to attack people at all times. You bring them out in public, they're always gonna find somebody to fixate on, especially the large vicious dog, something to fixate on, and gonna lunge at everybody just like we've seen in all these videos. Restrain your dog at all times because you know it's always trying to attack somebody. It's just irresponsible to have a society like that, period. So yeah, she dodged the bullet by disabling the comments on that video. And yeah, dogs should be exterminated. Just get rid of them. There's no excuse for large, vicious dogs. Dog lovers can, make a stronger argument for smaller dogs. I'll have to concede to that. It is more difficult to argue that even small dogs should be eradicated. But if you care about your health, if you believe that the smartest thing for us to do is to achieve maximum health, to have our immune system function at the highest level humanly possible, that's only possible if these disgusting scavengers are not on the planet. They're just too toxic. If their excrement is so toxic that it's the only really one that they point towards as a contaminant, they said it's the #1 contaminant. If their urine's so toxic, it's the only one that kills plant life, then the interior of their lungs has to be the most toxic, the dirtiest, the filthiest. The mist, their saliva is the most toxic, as we all know. The saliva of no other animal has ever done people like that, caused their limbs to develop sepsis, turn black, and rot away. When you hear a Capnocytophagus story, it's always a dog involved. Their saliva is crazy toxic. And I believe they are the source, they are the cause of a lot of illness in human beings, to the point where, for health reasons alone, dogs should be removed from society. That's a truly evolved society right there. That would be a whole different society to live in, a dog-free society. Because those people will have a tighter knit community. Because they'll replace that dog nuttery with actual communication, which is lacking in the United States. I'm going to go out on a limb and speak for the country that most people agree that there's a lack of communication in general in this country. Okay, so hey, I'm trying to do my part, and shout out to everybody doing their part. Right, shout out to Per Kelly, I see you in the house. Range Rider, Equator, Paradox. What y'all got planned this weekend, man? What is going on? We need dog-free restaurants. Hey, we want it to be proud. Put that at the top. Dog-free restaurant. The market is wide open. People, there are going to be people with money who are going to want to take the chance. If they see there are millions of us in the United States, they're going to be like, hey, we need a dog-free this, dog-free that. They know as soon as they do that, they're going to go through the roof. Business will take off because nobody's catering to us. And there's nothing wrong with servicing a dog-free people who don't want dogs around. There's a market for it. So we're not going nowhere. I know a lot of you dog lovers, you think we are some type of fad that'll come and go. You have to be crazy. Most of you know better. Shout out to everybody. Mutants out in the house. My man Dion in the house. Digimon. Wendy Yogurt. Wendy Yogurt. My man Marquise in the building. Shout out to all the members in the house. Yeah, man. I got to focus on my book. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed and feel good. It's a huge stress reliever. Writing. Huge stress reliever. And I'll probably write for the rest of my life. It's very fun. You know, I want it to be simple, but straight to the point and stick to the facts. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't. Big shout out to everybody. Hope you all have a constructive weekend. And you'll see me back here sooner than later as we continue with this crusade.